Can a candidate legally win if the vast majority chose someone else? Imagine a race where candidate A secures 35% of the vote, B gets 33%, and C takes 32%. Candidate A is the undisputed winner, despite 65% voting against them. This happens under the first-past-the-post system, or FPTP. Under these rules, a candidate does not need an absolute majority, over 50%, to claim victory. They simply need more votes than anyone else on the ballot. It creates the classic wasted vote paradox. Millions of citizens cast ballots for losing candidates, and those votes do not translate into legislative power. The system secures a definitive winner, but it sacrifices an exact reflection of the majority's will to get there. A nation carves up its territory into single-member constituencies. In each of these local districts, voters cast a single vote for one specific candidate. Many major democracies rely on this framework to fill their legislatures, including the United Kingdom's House of Commons and United States congressional elections. In India, FPTP determines who sits in the Lok Sabha, as well as the state legislative assemblies. For your exams, remember the mnemonic FAST. First ahead secures ticket. The first one to cross the finish line takes the prize. The clear advantage here is governance. By giving the top candidate the entire district, FPTP tends to manufacture clear majorities in the legislature, paving the way for highly stable, fast-acting governments. But the cost is severe underrepresentation. Smaller political parties might capture 15% of the national vote across the country, but if their voters are spread out, they might win 0 actual seats. First past the post intentionally sacrifices exact proportional representation. It trades a perfectly mirrored electorate for swift governability and national stability. So, if smaller parties are structurally shut out by FPTP, how do you give them a voice? The mathematical cure is the proportional representation system, or PR. Under PR, the math is entirely straightforward. Seats in the legislature are allocated to political parties in exact proportion to the percentage of votes they receive nationwide. Look at this hypothetical 100-seat legislature. If Party A secures 30% of the vote, they receive exactly 30 seats. If Party B gets 40%, they get 40 seats. Every single vote contributes to the final count, virtually eliminating the wasted vote. This exact system, or variations of it, powers the democracies of Germany, the Netherlands, Israel, and South Africa. For your notes, use the mnemonic PRO, percentage representation obtained. PR shifts the objective of an election. Candidates are no longer trying to win a localized winner-takes-all race. Instead, parties compete to capture a precise mathematical slice of the national voice.
This guarantees a high level of fairness. Minority groups and niche political ideologies secure a guaranteed voice in the legislature. But that exact fairness brings severe complications. Because multiple small parties earn seats, it's incredibly rare for a single party to win an absolute majority. This fractures the mandate, leading to complex coalition governments and frequent political instability. When we place them side by side, the trade-off is clear. FPTP gives you high stability with high wasted votes. PR gives you low wasted votes, but heavy reliance on unstable coalitions. PR prioritizes ideological diversity and exact representation over the ability to form a fast-acting executive branch. When the framers of the Indian Constitution faced this exact trade-off, they bypassed the dilemma. They didn't pick one system, they carefully integrated both. For direct popular elections, voting for members of the Lok Sabha and state assemblies, they deployed FPTP. This ensures the country can form a strong, stable executive government quickly. However, for indirect elections, choosing the Rajya Sabha, the president, and the vice president, they implemented proportional representation through the single transferable vote. This secures federal balance and ensures minority voices aren't erased at the highest levels. To keep this straight on test day, Lok means local people, which equals FPTP. Raj means representatives of states, which equals PR. By meshing all these mechanics together, India buffers the tyranny of the majority while simultaneously preventing executive gridlock. Now let's test your recall. Examiners frequently try to blur the lines between these two systems. Question 1. Which system is used for Lok Sabha elections? The answer is first past the post. Question 2. Which system is used for electing the President of India? Proportional representation by means of the single transferable vote. Question 3. What is the primary advantage of FPTP? It produces stable governments. Question 4. If a party wins 30% of the total votes and gets exactly 30% of the seats, which system is in play? Proportional representation. Keep the core distinction clear. India uses FPTP for direct, stable accountability and PR for inclusive federal balance. For deeper dives into constitutional mechanics and comprehensive preparation for your defense exams, access the full study materials at New Careers Academy.